It's so embarrassing to have a little sister whose legs don't work.
Seriously, Misaki, you're dragging us all down.
She's useless, so let's get rid of her.
Sis, Dad, Mom. My name is Misaki Shoji. I'm 25 years old. Because of an accident when I was in elementary school, I was paralyzed in the lower half of my body and live in a wheelchair. My life now is great and fulfilling, but that wasn't always the case. And when I was a child, life was hell. It happened when I was in the first grade.
Sakiho, I'm scared. Ugh, you're such a scaredy cat. I can't get down from a place this high. Come on, hurry up and jump. Don't push me. Ah! I told her it was too dangerous, but Misaki just went on her own.
So she jumped without listening to her older sister.
You must have been so shocked, you poor thing.
If only I had been watching her more carefully. I'm so sorry, Daddy, Mommy.
I'm sure it was scary, but don't worry, everything is okay now.
Just because you were with her doesn't mean you need to feel any responsibility, Sakiho.
That's right. Misaki is the one who never listens.
It's your own fault that your legs are like this.
Seriously, just because your lower body is paralyzed, don't think that your family is going to spoil you.
Now we have to make our house accessible too. That's gonna cost money.
How much of a burden do you have to be until you're satisfied?
I'm sorry.
Just because you apologize doesn't mean your legs are magically going to get better.
We should be the ones crying.
Misaki, you're the real bad leg of the family.
Even though I was paralyzed due to an accident, instead of worrying about me, my parents treated me like an inconvenience. On top of that, I never jumped off the cliff. My older sister pushed me, and that's how I ended up like this. But my parents doted on my older sister, so I knew it was useless to try to say anything. My parents always spoiled my sister, and my sister only, but that only got worse.
Here, your New Year's gift. For my angels, Sakiho and Misaki.
Yay, thank you, Grandpa.
Dad, you don't need to give anything to Misaki.
Why is that?
Because she costs us so much money as is.
Exactly. Please, don't spoil her.
But I'm sure Misaki has something she wants too, right?
She's right. And I'm sure Misaki has her own difficulties too.
We're the ones that are having difficulties.
Because you're stuck with a sister like this, people talk about you at school, don't they?
It's seriously so embarrassing.
So, please give Misaki's gift to Saki. She deserves it.
But no.
This is fine, Mother.
Misaki, are you sure you're okay with this?
If that's what Mom and Dad are saying, then...
Misaki...
Mom, can you please help me with this math homework?
It's pointless for you to study anyway.
Hey, Mommy, I don't get this homework.
Well, you poor thing. Fine, Mommy will do it for you.
Especially since Sakiho is dealing with so much.
That's right. If only Misaki didn't have those legs.
Misaki, do you even realize how much of an inconvenience you are to everyone?
I'm sorry.
At the time, I couldn't understand at all why I was the only one being treated like this. I only found this out when I became an adult, but this is what they call abusive parents. And yet, my sister grew up entirely spoiled like a princess by my parents. Every day, I didn't see a point in living. However, the turning point came for me when my older sister Sakiho went off to middle school.
Like I said, having a little sister in a wheelchair is embarrassing.
But you know...
What are you gonna do if I'm bullied because of Misaki?
That would be terrible.
And middle school is a sensitive stage, too.
I don't need a sister that's in a wheelchair.
That's true. Having a child with a useless lower body is only going to make things harder for us.
What if we leave her with your mother and father? What do you think?
That's a great idea. I'm sure my parents will be happy too.
Yay!
Can you go live with Grandma and Grandpa for a little while?
What? Why?
Because a few reasons.
Grandpa and Grandma said they would love that. So off you go.
I see.
I'm sure you'll be sad to leave away from your mom and dad, but
Just for a little while. You can handle it, right?
it's an important period for Sakiho.
Sure, I'll go to Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah,
Make sure you listen to your grandma and grandpa and obey them.
okay.
My parents must have felt lucky that they were able to throw away the baggage that was me, but it was also great news for me. My grandparents were nice to us without playing favorites between the sisters, and they were always really considerate of my legs, too. Misaki, I know it was really hard for you.
You're going to live here now, and you can just be yourself.
Grandma, Grandpa. And it was exactly as they said. Living with my grandparents every day was full of love and happiness. Grandma, I made dinner. Oh dear, thank you.
Wasn't it hard in a wheelchair?
Not at all. There's a lot more that I can do than you'd think. Especially since you guys renovated the house to make it accessible for me. It's really easy to live here, and I'm so happy.
This is the bare minimum, but we're happy that you're happy.
Our house has become so much more brighter since you came here.
Truly. I need to make sure I can live longer for you too.
Please do, so that I can take care of you guys forever too. After leaving me with my grandparents like this, I didn't hear from my parents, not once. Then, when I became a senior in high school...
Misaki, what are you going to do about college?
What? I can go to college?
Your grades are top of your class. It would be a waste not to go to college.
He's right. With those grades, maybe you can get into T University. But I can't let you two do that for me.
You don't need to worry about the money.
That's right. We don't care if we have to sell this house anyway. I can't let you do that.
For us old folks, you're all we have to live and hope for, Misaki.
So please, let us dream through you. Okay, if you say so, then I'll do my best.
And we will support you with everything that we've got.
But I'm going to apply for as many scholarships and student loans as I can, so that I'm not as much of a burden to you. Misaki, you're too thoughtful sometimes.
We are so blessed to have the best granddaughter.
From there, I studied day and night, and as a result, I was able to get into the prestigious T University.
Misaki, we're so proud of you.
We'll live forever thanks to you. Thank you, but this is all because of you, Grandpa and Grandma. Actually, there is something I wanted to talk to you about, but I was actually thinking about starting a business.
As in, start your own company?
Yeah, my friend from college and I decided to start a company. I want to create a system so that people like me who are in wheelchairs or people like you who are a little bit older can live comfortably and efficiently. That sounds complicated, but I'm so proud of you.
We'll always be rooting for you, no matter what.
As a current student at T University and a 20-year-old female CEO, I started to get a lot of attention from the media for my accomplishments.
We have another request for a feature. What do you want to do?
I'll take it. It's good marketing for the business, too.
I almost feel like we're using you like a show pony. I feel a little bad.
Well, thanks to that, the company is going great, so don't worry about it. If anything, it's probably better for people to know that somebody in a wheelchair is running this company.
That's a good point. Thank you, Misaki. All right, we're going to keep this momentum going all the way to the top.
Yeah! Luckily, I was able to receive the support of 2 nursing homes as well as a rehabilitation center, and thanks to their help, the system development was going smoothly. Until one day. Misaki, how have you been? Huh? What? What do you mean, what? This is my parents' home, so why can't I come over? I haven't heard from you in 10 years. What do you want from me now? That's right. After you neglected Misaki for all these years.
But we're family.
Family? Don't make me laugh.
That's right. After saying that a daughter that's in a wheelchair isn't family, and then you never contacted us or her, you aren't family to us!
Don't be so mean to us.
You see, we have a little favor to ask you, Misaki.
Don't tell me you want money.
Yes, that's it.
Why do you need money?
Sakiho had an affair with her boss, and that was discovered by his wife.
So you're saying she's suing you? Give me a break. I can't believe she found out. How stupid.
Huh? You're the stupid one. What makes you think you're in any position to say that?
Anyway, can you do something about it, please?
I was wondering why you came here, but I can't believe this is the reason.
Why should I have to pay for your mistakes? Because you're sisters. You only have each other. Aren't you the one that said you don't need a sister in a wheelchair?
Huh? Did I ever say that? Can't remember.
That's enough already! You shut your mouths! I won't let you abuse Misaki anymore!
Father. That's right. The only child we know is Misaki. You shameless people. We're disowning you. Now get out.
What the hell? Just because you're getting a little attention, you think you're so big now? Grandma and Grandpa, you're just being deceived by this brat.
That's right. I don't remember raising such a terrible daughter. I have no memory of you raising me at all. My parents are Grandma and Grandpa. Now hurry up and get out.
Who do you think you are, you disabled person? We won't let you get away with this.
My sister and Mom stormed out. Misaki. No, I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm just so angry that my mom and my sister are such hopeless, awful people. Let's forget about those people from now on. Misaki, you're our pride and joy. We love you.
That's right, Misaki. You're the only one keeping us alive.
Grandma, Grandpa, thank you.
Hey, we're getting another load of bad reviews and slander.
It's amazing that people have that kind of persistence. I almost respect them for it.
Either way, are you sure it's fine to just leave it?
I suppose this is what they call the celebrity tax.
Well, the celebrity tax has no tax liability. I think we should look into it and sue them.
That's true. Maybe we should do that to intimidate them a little. Recently, we were getting a lot of hate online towards my company and towards myself. I knew that I stood out already by being a college student and a female business owner, and on top of that, I'm in a wheelchair. I knew that my presence alone was going to be quite the topic of discussion. That's why I figured that if I were to become famous, things like that would happen, and I didn't mind too much, but it was worth looking into. We got such an awful email one day that we decided to finally investigate.
Misaki, look at this! The results from the investigation into the comments.
What? What is this? According to the investigation, there was only one person behind these messages, and it was my sister, Sakiho.
Isn't this your sister?
So she was the one behind this.
What do you want to do? Should we sue her?
I don't know. I know you went through the trouble of looking into it for me, but...
That's true. Even if she's a bad person, I guess she's still your sister.
I won't sue her, but maybe I'll release a statement, just in case she continues to slander us. Let's announce it on our website that we'll be taking action against the hateful comments. That should help tone it down a little.
That's a good plan.
I also didn't want to get involved with those people anymore, so that's another reason why we didn't sue them, but I decided to release a warning statement. Perhaps it worked, because after that day, the hateful comments decreased, and I was relieved. A few years later, I graduated from college and my company was doing well. Things seemed great. But that was when those people showed up in front of my face again.
Hey, Misaki! It's an emergency!
What happened?
There are people who barged into the reception area, claiming to be your mom and your sister.
What did you say? I panicked and rushed over to the reception. Standing there proudly were my mother and my sister. Wow, the CEO of such a big company. How amazing. Well, I guess we didn't let the hateful comments get to us.
Interesting. I'm sure fame comes with its downsides, huh?
She's got some nerve. And why are you here?
Oh, that's right. I'm getting married.
Is that so? Congrats. So that must mean you cleaned up the settlement from the affair?
Well, with Mom and Dad's savings, yeah.
Good for you. But my amazing daughter managed to snag a partner who would easily be able to give that amount back to us, with change.
Graduated top of his class from a prestigious university and working at a trading company. On top of that, he comes from a family of investors.
I wonder how she'll deceive him. Cool, so what do you want?
I came here to invite you to the wedding.
But why? I thought you were embarrassed of me. You lived your whole life saying that you didn't have a sister. If anything, wouldn't it be weird for me to appear out of nowhere?
What are you saying? I'm so proud to be your sister, and my fiance is so excited to meet you.
Exactly. We can't imagine the wedding without her sister, so you're coming, right?
Here, the invitation. See you there.
They didn't bother to hear my response as they waltzed out the door. What do you think?
What's there to think about? You have no obligation to attend. From everything you've told me, they're the scum of the earth.
I know.
I don't know what that guy could possibly see in your sister to want to marry her.
Well, I'm sure she's putting on an act and he's being deceived. They do a good job of putting on an act. Oh, I know. That's what I should do. At first, I had no intention of attending the wedding, but then an idea crossed my mind. That's right, the perfect plan for revenge. You've been taking care of Misaki in her wheelchair her whole life, right?
Yes, of course. As her sister, it's a given. I was happy to.
Things must have been really difficult.
Misaki is a part of me. It was nothing.
Miss Sakiho, you're such an outstanding woman. Ever since she was little, Sakiho was always putting her little sister first.
Well, we're so happy to see that all of her hard work and efforts have paid off like this.
It's amazing how they're able to spit out such lies like that. They should be actors. You're so lucky to have such a wonderful sister, Miss Misaki. Yes, how lucky.
What a beautiful relationship you have with your sister, Sakiho.
Using me, my sister was putting on the act of the thoughtful and selfless older sister. To be honest, I was reaching my limit, and I was so close to punching her in the face, but I had to stay calm. Because pretty soon, she wouldn't be the one laughing.
Next up, the bride's little sister has prepared a speech and a video to share with you all.
It's hard for me to put into words how I feel about my sister, so I created a video.
Wow, how sweet.
Oh man, I feel the tears coming already.
Oh yes, I'm sure there will be tears. Please, take a look at this. Why do you need money? Sakiho had an affair with her boss, and that was discovered by his wife. So you're saying she's suing you? Give me a break.
I can't believe she found out. How stupid.
Huh? You're the stupid one. What makes you think you're in any position to say that?
Anyway, can you do something about it, please?
I was wondering why you came here, but I can't believe this is the reason.
Why should I have to pay for your mistakes? Because you're sisters. You only have each other. Aren't you the one that said you don't need a sister in a wheelchair?
Huh? Did I ever say that? Can't remember.
So it was your sister that had been slandering you online this whole time.
Yes, and this is the proof. As the video was playing, I could see all of the color disappearing from Sakiho's face.
Hey, what is this? Stop it! Stop the video now!
The first time I sat in a wheelchair was when I was in elementary school. That was because my sister pushed me off a cliff. However, my parents always favored my older sister, so they said that I jumped off of the cliff myself, and instead of caring for my injury, they instead abused me for years. After my lower body was paralyzed, my sister always said that she was embarrassed to have a disabled sister, and my parents quickly took her side. Ever since I was 10 years old, my grandparents have raised me. But thanks to my parents throwing me away, I'm happy now. If it meant being released of my abusive parents, then I'm grateful for my injury. There were times when I wanted to and could have sued my family for their treatment of me. What are you saying?
Stop messing around! These are all lies!
My grandparents and I are the only ones who can confirm how my family treated me. However, if you go back through the relationships we had in elementary school and middle school, you'll quickly find that this is all true. I'm sure that everyone will say they had no idea that Sakiho had a sister, because they tried to erase my existence. That's not, well...
Sakiho? What on earth is going on?
No, this is all a misunderstanding. Please hear me out.
Well then, I wish you both a happily ever after.
This disabled piece of crap!
I'm sure that small interaction was enough for everybody to see how my family has been treating me all these years. After that, of course, the marriage was called off. I later found out that her fiancé knew of me and wanted to hear more of my story. That information made its way to Sakiho, so she told him that she was my sister and that she grew up taking care of me, and that's how she fooled him. I don't know what that says about him either for believing everything she said. I couldn't believe that I was being used like that in places I didn't even know. They're truly the worst people. Sakiho and my parents were sued for breaking the engagement due to their lies, and for the full cost of damages around the wedding ceremony. I heard that they've gone into a massive debt and are now barely getting by. Yamasaki told me that he saw them lined up with the other homeless in town, but I couldn't care less. That's because I still have my family, the only family I've ever had, my grandpa and grandma. Well, that is until I meet someone wonderful, because I would like to get married someday. Are you okay? Did you catch a cold?
Well, 2 sneezes in a row. That must mean that someone likes me.
What are you saying?
You've never heard this? 1 sneeze means someone's talking about you. 2 sneezes means that someone likes you. That's what they say where I'm from.
What about 3 times?
Then it's just a cold.
Oh, that's so dumb. Get back to work.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder if and where I might be able to find a good partner. Someone who understands my body and that I can talk to about anything.
Maybe this might mean that Misaki's thinking about me? As if. But I hope I can find a good time to tell her how I feel soon.
Achoo! Achoo!